In the abyss of the beginning, the spirit was the solitary, all-encompassing entity. Not a creature breathed or watched. The spirit, shrouded in mystery, pondered, "From the shadows of my existence, I will craft worlds." The worlds he breathed into existence were Amba, realm of ethereal waters; Marisich, the dominion of light; Mara, the domain of death and mortal things; and Apa, the depths of the lower waters. Beyond the glittering firmament lie the ethereal waters, the firmament serving as their foundation and refuge. Space, the enigmatic world of light; the earth, the land of mortality; and beneath the earth, the chilling lower waters. The spirit, in its inscrutable wisdom, declared, "These are my worlds, now I shall summon guardians for my dominions." Thus he sculpted the Purusha from the waters, granting form and essence. The spirit brooded over his creation, and from the deep contemplation the mouth broke forth like an egg cracking open. From the mouth emerged speech, and from speech fire was born. The nostrils erupted forth, giving birth to breath, and from breath air born. Eyes erupted forth, birthing sight, and from sight the sun was born. Ears sprung forth, birthing hearing, and from hearing the regions where skin emerged, giving birth to hairs, from which all the healing herbs, trees, and plants were born. The heart emerged, birthing the mind, and from the mind the moon was born. The navel broke forth, birthing Apana, and from Apana the spectre of death was born. The organ of pleasure broke forth, birthing seed, and from seed waters were born. These were the enigmatic deities he birthed. They plunged into his vast ocean, and hunger and thirst sprang upon them. They cried out to him, "Grant us a realm where we may dwell safe and feast." He presented them with the cow. They rejected it as insufficient. He offered them the horse. They declared it inadequate. He presented them with man, and they exclaimed, "A masterpiece. Man is indeed most exquisitely crafted." The spirit then commanded them, "Inhabit each according to his dwelling." Fire assumed the form of speech and settled in the mouth. Air morphed into breath and entered the nostrils. The sun transformed into sight and permeated the eyes. The quarters turned into hearing and infiltrated the ears. Herbs of healing and plants and trees became hairs and entered the skin. The moon manifested as mind and inhabited the heart. Death transformed into Apana, the lower breathing, and occupied navel. The waters turned into seed and entered the organ. Hunger and thirst pleaded to the spirit, "Designate for us too a dwelling." He replied, "Among these gods I apportion you. Behold, I make you partakers in their divinity." Thus, whatever offering is made to any god, hunger and thirst have their share in the offering. The spirit, deep in thought, mused, "These indeed are my realms and their wardens, and now I will create sustenance for them." The spirit brooded intensely over the waters, and from the waters brooded mightily over, form was born. This entity, this form, is no other than food. Despite being created, food eluded his grasp. He attempted to seize it with speech, sight, breath, hearing, touch, mind, organ. But each attempt was futile. Each failure underscoring that satisfaction cannot be attained by merely speaking, seeing, breathing, hearing, touching, thinking, or emitting food. It was with Apana, the breath of life, that he finally seized it. Thus food is life, and life is sustained by food. The spirit pondered, "How can all this exist without me?" and questioned, "By what path shall I infiltrate?" Further contemplating, if words are born of speech, if breathing is the child of breath, if sight begotten by the eye, if sounds are perceived by the ear, if cognition springs from the mind, if the lower workings are governed by Apana, if emission is controlled the organ, then who indeed am I? In the shadows existed a bond, a portal through which he moved. It was in this obscurity where he fathered himself. This marks the initial incarnation of the spirit. Intertwining with the feminine form, the spirit commits no harm but plants itself a seed within her sanctum. The woman nurtures this spectral presence, a spectral extension of her partner that has settled within her womb. The nurturer, in turn, must be nurtured. The woman carries the unborn entity, and the man cradles the embryonic life form, even before it fully comes into existence. This unbroken cycle of cultivation and care, this is the thread that continually spins the fabric of existence. And this marks the second incarnation of the Spirit. This spectral self, this divine essence, is then appointed as a deputy for the deeds of righteousness. Once this spectral delegate has completed its purpose and has seen days, it departs only to be reborn. This marks the third inception of the Spirit. Thus spoke the sage Vamadeva. I, Vamadeva, while still encased within the womb, knew of the divine entity's numerous incarnations and their origins. Enclosed within countless iron cities, I was restrained, but I shattered through them all with immense force and ascended like a hawk into my heavens. This was Vamadeva's proclamation within the womb. As he knew of this truth, when the mortal body's ties were severed, he ascended into the divine realm, where he fulfilled every desire, leaving death in his wake. Who is this Spirit that we should worship? Which of all these is the true Spirit? By whom does one truly see, hear, smell the myriad of fragrances, speak clearly, or discern the sweet from the bitter? That which is the heart is also the mind. Ideation, volition, analysis, wisdom, intellect, vision, persistence, emotion, comprehension, suffering, memory, will, thought, life force, desire, and passion. All these are mere manifestations of the eternal wisdom. This is the Creator Brahma, the ruler Indra, Prajapati, the patriarch of all gods, and the five fundamental elements. The earth, air, ether, water, and luminous principles, all creatures, large and small, every seed, everything born of egg, sweat, womb, or sprout, horses, cattle, men, elephants, all breathing entities, all that moves, everything with wings, and everything immobile. They are all guided and firmly rooted in wisdom. Wisdom is the world's eye. Wisdom is the unshakable foundation. Wisdom is the eternal Brahman. By the strength of the wise and seeing self, the sage ascends from this world into the divine realm, where, having fulfilled desire, he leaves death behind. Truly, he leaves death behind.